Hey everyone, welcome back to another one. In this practice, we're going to do another hurdle one and another hurdle practice. This is going to be the number 3. If you actually go up here, you're going to see it says hurdle 3. And this one is actually pretty special because this one is essentially a random hurdle in a sense that although, in the previous one, we did the number 2 and in that one, the finish line was random. But this one is actually, the jumps are actually random. So the question is, how do we actually figure this out? And how do we jump exactly when we have a wall in front of us? And how do we actually deal with this? So if you take a look at the world info, you will see a couple of new functions. For example, front is clear or wall in front. So if the front is clear or the wall in front or add goal and all that. So these are the conditions that you definitely want to use. And for this one, you obviously, because you need to check whether you have a wall in front of you or not, you need to use an if and else statement, right? So, while and if statements. So very important. Again, these are, this is another one. It's just like creating more random things. So definitely take a look at it. I strongly recommend you take some time, pause the video, and try to figure this out. You should have the code from the past the one that we did. So we already have our jump, function, and we have our turn right function in case if you want to use it. But we're just gonna make some changes here and make this a little bit more clever. All right. So just pause the video and try to do this, and I'll get back here. All right, so hopefully you try to do it by yourself. Again, it's not going to be too complicated, but you just have to a little bit think about these, the conditions essentially. So let's go ahead and do this. So for this one, what I want to do is I just want to design it in a way that we're going to check for the wall in front. So whenever we have a wall in front of us, we're just going to jump. Very simple, right? If you think about it, this is how you run when you actually when you're running through a hurdle practice. If you have a wall in front of you, you jump, right? So that's how I imagine it. I mean, you can look at it in a different way as well, that if your front is clear, you jump or you move, but if your front is not clear, you jump, right? So again, either way, that works. That's just a different way of looking at it, looking at the logic in a sense, right? So with that being said, we're gonna start with checking for the goal. So that's very, very important. So I'm just gonna say while not at goal. So that's very important, right? So we want to make sure that if you're at the goal, obviously we just want to stop, right? But if we're not, we're just gonna run everything else. So I'm just gonna say if wall, let me just make sure that we got this right. Wall in front, there you go. I'll just copy that. Okay. So I'm just gonna say if wall in front, again, that's saying if we have a wall in front of us, we're gonna say jump. All right, so that's our custom function, right? So that's the custom function that we have here that we defined. So that's basically what's going to happen. And if that's not the case, we're going to say else. And for the else, let's actually push this back here. There we go. For the else, we're going to say move. So just like that, and that should push us to if we're not at a goal. We're going to have a wall in front of us. If we do, jump. If not, just continue moving until you have a wall in front of you so you can jump. So we have the jump code already. So this should work. Let's actually take a look at it. So if I run this code, there you go. So one of the things that happened here was that, we have a problem. So it says I hit a wall. So if you take a look at it, we see it actually stopped right here. So this jump function that we defined, there's a problem with that. So we already have like an extra step, a move step here. So we got to get rid of this. And what is going to happen is that if we do this, this jump is going to be purely just a jump because the move is being done by the else function, else condition, right? So we either jump or move and the move is done, because back in the day, back in this one, in the jump function, we actually had it, we have the move right here. So we'll just take it out of there and that should actually fix it. So if I run this, There you go. It's going to say move, move. Right now, if there's a wall in front of it, it's going to jump, and then it's going to move, and then there's a wall in front of it, it's going to jump, and so on and so forth. So that should just do the same thing until it gets to the flag, and that is being done in 135 moves. So that is pretty much it. Again, we used an while statement, a while loop, to define the whole thing, and we used an if and else statement inside the while. So that's what we did, and right now we should hit the goal, and just like that, we're at the end of it. So let me know how did you do with this one. I know this can get a little bit confusing, but we had to also fix our jump function a little bit so it doesn't move us. But again, if you think about it, it shouldn't be really that complicated. And you can, again, as I said, you can do it other way around as well. You can essentially define a function that is going to move and check for the front is clear condition instead of the wall in front condition. So it's going to move if the front is clear. If not, it's going to jump. That's just another way of doing it, defining the logic of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and make sure you do these practices. It's very important. It's going to teach you a lot about this stuff, and let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll see you in the next lesson.